Good afternoon. Welcome to Injustice Investigations. I am your host, Al Scott. As always, thank you all for tuning in to our live broadcast. Today is a very special show. Today we are on the 1 year anniversary of the January 6th takeover of the U.S. Capitol by a group of thugs who had an invitation to be there. And I'm going to say it again, taken over by a group of thugs who had an invitation to be there. They just didn't show up by accident. Today, January 6th, is really a sad time for our country because on this day, this time last year, our democracy was under attack. And if we were to tell the truth during this live video, and we aim to do that, we would tell you that our democracy is still under attack. Before we get into today's show, we're going to be speaking about the big lie. But before we speak about the big lie, I want you to hear the last lie that the big dummy told before he became president of the United States of America. My good friend and law and order in the house is here today. Tammy Always 100. I love you big time. Let's listen to the last lie that Donald Duck told the American people before taking the oath, before becoming president of the United States. Take a listen.
This is the last lie Donald Duck told to the American people before becoming president of the United States.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Like many of you today, I listened to President Biden and Vice President Harris speak on the insurrection. Both gave a wonderful message to the people. You're absolutely right. He's a liar. A wonderful message. Even without calling Trump's name, we knew exactly who President Joe Biden was speaking of. President Joe Biden, and I'm paraphrasing, simply said he lost the election, but he couldn't deal with it. His ego was bruised. And that's how we got to January the 6th, because he lost the election. His feelings were hurt. And today, he's still in his feelings. The lie he continues to push daily. He had a planned event planned for today. And I guess someone with logic, common sense, and intellect said, you dare not do that today. You dare not do that today. You dare not do that today. But keep in mind, Trump has stockpiled at least, I think, $98 million on this lie. Now watch this. It is impossible for Trump to continue to push this lie without help. It's impossible. If he was doing this alone, it would have ended a long time ago. But he has the backing of a lot of Republicans. Not only do we have the backing of a lot of Republicans, listen, these companies have pumped over $80 million, over $8 million to Republicans. Boeing, Pfizer, General Motors. They have given over $80 million in donations to Republicans. To Republicans who says Donald Duck won the election. Now, I told you that for one reason. You need to know where you're spending your money. How can you support this lie? How can you support trying to attack democracy? And you are attacking democracy with a lie. And these companies are pumping millions of dollars into Republicans' bank account who believes that President Joe Biden is there illegally. And he's not. He's not. This election, America, they voted in record numbers in the last presidential election, casting nearly 158 million ballots. And over 80 million people said it was time for Donald Duck to go. They wanted the keys from Donald Duck because he was keeping up nothing but chaos in the White House. On January the 6th, Trump spoke to a lot of his thugs that was invited to hear him speak. Trump told them that we must take back the White House. I'm going to go with you. We're going to march down there as a team. I'm going with you. And we have to fight. He said we have to fight. We have to fight to take back our country. First of all, in order to take back something, at one time you had to have had it in your possession, and he didn't. He at the first one he may have, but this last election, it was clear across the board that Donald Duck lost this election. So what was Donald Duck doing in the White House for a total of 187 minutes while all hell was breaking loose inside of the Capitol? What was Donald Duck doing inside of the White House when police officers were being dragged face down throughout the building? What was Donald Duck doing inside of the White House when a police officer was nearly crushed to death? What was Donald Duck doing in the White House when the Confederate flag was flying on the floor of the U.S. Capitol, and it had never ever been in there? The Confederate flag. What was Donald Duck doing for 187 minutes in the White House when the Capitol was being taken over by thugs and he was breaking things, urinating on things, threatening to kill Pence, threatening to kill Nancy Pelosi, even taking some of her items out of her office? What was he doing? First of all, here's the fact that he was told over and over again, you got to stop this. You got to stop this. They didn't tell him that he had to stop this just because he was the president of the United States. They told him, you have to stop this because you have created this. This has never happened. But for 180-something minutes, he sat in the White House with his feet propped up, and they said he just watched the thing unfold. While all hell was breaking loose, he was watching it, probably with a smirk on his face. Over 700 people have been arrested. Many more. FBI said that they're still looking for a lot of people that they cannot find. When Donald Duck eventually spoke out on the thugs, he called them patriots. I guess there's two definitions to patriots. He called them patriots. Don't forget when he spoke about Black Lives Matter protests, he called them thugs. He called them thugs. Donald Duck tried to bribe people, tried to scare people, intimidate people, because he wanted to sit in the White House again, but he lost. He lost. But here's how we got here to Trump losing. So we go from the last lie to the American people before taking office, and now the big lie. We got here to the big lie before one ballot was cast. We got to the big lie before one ballot was cast. He knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that that seat did not fit him, and he wasn't going to lose this election. He had already lost the election even before a vote was cast. So what did he do? Now, the only way I lose is if they cheat. What you say? The only way I lose is if they cheat, the Democrats, because they know they can't beat me, so they're gonna cheat. So what I'm doing, I'm planting a seed in your mind. Because I know the outcome of this election, because for the last 4 years, I have done nothing but incite ride after ride after ride. I know this because I will never ever condemn the Proud Boys. I know this because I cannot condemn white supremacists because I will be condemning myself. So I know I'm going to lose. But I need you dummies to help overthrow the election. They can't beat me. He's nothing to beat. He's nothing to beat. He is nothing to beat, but he knew that for 4 years he did nothing but cause more chaos in this country than any president in U.S. history has ever done. Eight Powers, good evening to you. Love you big time. Good to see you. We were told, I interviewed a lot of white people. None of them, not one of them, could ever give an answer. They all said when President Obama was in the White House that he divided this country. Okay, I don't see it. But maybe you know something. I don't know. Maybe you've seen something I hadn't seen. How did he divide the country? Nobody could ever give me an answer. You know why? You cannot give an answer where there's not an answer, because that didn't happen. Now, if we want to talk about division, we want to talk about divide, look what happened when Donald Duck stepped into the White House with a hidden agenda. He promised the American people that he would uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. But he went in telling a damn lie. Telling a damn lie. And that lie is continuing to go over and over again. He tells that lie, that the election was stolen
from him. The election was not stolen from Trump. Every petition that he filed in court, not one was accepted. Not one. I think it was one of the judges he appointed a seat to. They sent it back so fast. No, we're not going to even look at this bull because you didn't win. If you believe it was a false election that you really won, you can file. But when you file, what do you file with? You file with evidence. But there was no evidence because no crime was committed. But when him and Giuliani with the shoe polish dripping down his face would speak that day, they was encouraging the American people. They was encouraging their supporters to go down and tear up the U.S. Capitol. And they did. And our country is still under attack. As long as he continues to speak, this country should remain on high alert. Trump says he won the election. I won the election. I won the election. I won the election. I want to look at something right quick. And what I'm finna bring you is posted on our Injustice Facebook website. It's about political. Everything was verified. It never happened. Exactly. Tammy says it never happened. Never did. This was the first time. President Biden spoke on that today. Okay, here's what was needed to take the White House. You needed 270 to win. By the time it was all over and the turkey was done, Joe Biden had 306. We look over here at Donald Duck, 232. After Biden passed 270, we could have stopped counting then. It was over. It was over. But what the American people said does not represent his views, his values. The American people are dumb. So we have to overthrow this election because I won. So what he says to the American people is, y'all voice don't mean anything. I won this election. No, he didn't. He did not. People died that day. People died. And why wasn't there? I'm going to just say it, insecurity. Because as far as what you had there, you had nothing. You had nothing. You had a woman with others breaking out windows. She was given play-by-play as if she had a blueprint of the U.S. Capitol in her hand. Go here, go there. That's that office, that's her office. That's not how we do things in America. When we run for office, we must always keep in mind, I don't care how good I think I am or how much I think I'm qualified for that seat. We must always keep one thing in mind, that if I'm running for an office, I don't have that office. And if I'm running for that office, it's a strong possibility I won't win. But if your feelings are easy to be broken, you shouldn't run. You shouldn't run. There was not a 4-year plan that was laid out by Donald Duck. It wasn't. So we didn't know what the hell he was going to do. Biden takes Arizona. Trump takes Florida. Biden takes Georgia. Biden takes Michigan. Biden takes Nevada. Trump, North Carolina. Biden, Pennsylvania. Goes on and on and on. And we yell stop the count in the middle of the count. That's not the way we do it. You don't stop the count because the numbers are not in your favor. Stop the steal. Nothing is being stolen. People are tired and people are speaking out. Let me just comment on what my friend just said. Dana Hudson, good afternoon to you. Tammy Always 100 says, well, he did tell the truth with our votes. Don't mean nothing because he wasn't never supposed to be. You just preached. You just preached. And you know what? Going along with what you just said, I've been saying this for years. People have been calling me a lot for years. If them white folks don't want your vote to count, I promise you, you stood out in the rain for nothing. And now we see. Now we see. But now, we didn't pay too much attention to the election that got him in there. But once he got in there, we knew who he was. Not this one. Oh no, baby, you gotta go. And some people who voted for Trump didn't know him. They didn't know he would do this. You've seen the TV commercials, you've seen on talk shows. I'm embarrassed. I voted for Trump. I'm embarrassed. I thought it would be good. We live, we learn. We cannot overthrow an election because I didn't win. I didn't win. Biden is not a real president. Biden is the president of the United States of America. Over 80 million people say it. Trump started riot after riot after riots. So not only did we get to January the 6th, that's because there's more to this story. The big lie has also challenged people voting rights, especially people of color. Because see, you all are the one that he's mad with. You all are the one that he's angry with because some of y'all, for the first time in U.S. history, you got up off your butts. Some of you even missed work. You went and you cast your ballot. You took the state of Georgia. That was a red state. Y'all took it twice. That's not supposed to happen. And so the majority of, let's keep it 100. So the majority of the votes for Biden, Democrat people, people of color, people that mail ballots in, most of them are Democrats. The study was done. So we had too many voting places for y'all to go. We had too many drop-off boxes for y'all to cash it up. No. That was too much. That was too much. So let's put more restriction on voting. Why? Because the niggas helped put him in office. They showed up and they showed out. And so we got to stop them. Some kind of way. We got to make it difficult for them to vote. And if you make it so difficult for me to cast my ballot, what am I likely to do? Not vote. Now, I'm not going through all of here. I'm not going through the red tape. But they're going to do that's what you want. So where you saw 35 drop-off boxes at, you'll probably see 9. Why would you do that? If you cared about the American people, if you cared about the country, why would you do that? If your resume, if your record don't speak for itself, then you're not supposed to be there. Trump does not know anything about running a country. It's just as simple as that. Now, we thought because he ran a company that he could run a country, but they're totally different. Here's an article. It says, the United States Capitol was attacked on January 6, 2021 by rioters supporting United States President Donald Trump's claim that he won the election. So they got together with an attempt to overthrow his defeat, an attempt to overthrow his defeat. He would not concede. I'm not going to do it. It would not be a fair exchange. I'm not leaving the White House if you say he wins. That's bullshit. You leaving the White House. I promise you that. Heaven bagging me up. You leaving out that White House. Willingly or unwilling, you coming up out of there. But I got to instill into my people's head that y'all stole this from us. This isn't even our country if we're going to tell the truth. We stole that. Well, they stole that. Trump supporters stormed the United States Capitol after assembling together, listening to their leader speak at the rally with the headline that said, "Save America March." Save America March. At the rally, Donald Duck, Rudy Giuliani, and other Republicans, members of Congress, addressed the crowd and repeating unfounded claims of election fraud. In his hour-long speech, Donald Duck suggested marching towards the Capitol, assuring his ducklings that he would be with him to demand that Congress only count votes for Trump. Now, let's peacefully and patriotically make our move and make our voice be heard. Before ending that ridiculous speech, here's what he said. Here's what assured me, if nobody else, oh, he did this. This is his signature. These people arrived here because he sent them the invitation right before he closed. We fight like hell. And if we don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. And the dummies begin to laud. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our leader, your president, has asked us to come here and take over this election. There will be no confirming Joe Biden as president of the United States because Trump won. Never in the history of this country has anything as pathetic and ridiculous as this has ever happened. It has never happened. They had handcuffs, ties, the cuffs, police shields. Some had guns, ammunition hid. You had doctors. You had lawyers. You had political figures that broke into the U.S. Capitol. Law agents, people from the military. Because Trump says, and quiet as is kept. I'm gonna just put the stats aside for now about how many people believe Trump won the election. we're gonna do no stats. No stats. No stats. We're not gonna do any stats because we can play with numbers all day long. But we're gonna throw the stats to the side because the majority of the people that say they know he won, they know he didn't win. I'm gonna say it again. The majority of the people that say he won, they know he did not win. Well, why are they standing there lying with it? They lie. Well, why do people lie? Oh, I don't know. They don't want you to know the truth. Listen, Trump speaks the language of racist white America. Trump speaks the language of racist white America. If it was a bunch of black folks that went to Michigan governor's mansion, we'd still be talking about how many died, how many got killed. If it was a bunch of black folks putting their feet on the U.S. Capitol ground, we still would be talking about how many they killed. If it had been black people, you wouldn't have to have begged Donald Trump to get the National Guard in right now. We are living in a country that was not founded on the principles of God. We are living in a country that's not even ours. Christopher Columbus did not discover America. You cannot discover anything that's already inhabited. That's a lie. We're on stolen land. And people are still helping Trump push that big lie. 5 people died over the course of the event. 1 was fatally shot by a Capitol police officer. 2 died of heart conditions. There was a white woman. There was a white woman. There was a white woman that was killed. Well, this is when, remember, this is just real time. Everything is coming out now. Some things will be true, some things will not be true. It was true about that, though. She was killed. So I sent out my condolences to her family. Well, when it all was said and done, the white woman had a Trump flag and she was one of his diehard supporters. So I don't know if y'all remember this, but I pulled my speech back and deleted anything that I posted on Facebook as far as condolences. Took it down. She should have died. She should have been burnt up. The ground that you stepped on, that's the United States Capitol. We don't do that. You can't call yourself an American and say you love the United States of America, but you're acting like a bunch of lost thugs in America. We accept the good, we accept the bad, we lose, we win, we win. We don't tell the American people that stood out there and cast their votes for their candidates that, no, that's not true. You did not do that, and I don't even want you trying to do that again. Your vote don't count. So if it don't count, why am I going to vote then? That's where they're aiming with the new voter restrictions. So not only did the big lie get us to January 6th takeover of the Capitol, Republican governors throughout this country, we're going to make it hard on them. No. If any blacks have rent behind, they will not vote. Okay, if they're receiving financial aid or food stamps, they cannot vote. Okay, then we got to do anything. Yeah, okay. If they had a transit ticket, they cannot vote. why don't we just do away with elections? Because we don't need elections if you're kicking certain people back. You're pulling them back. You're trying to make it so difficult for them that they just give up. It ain't worth the fight, y'all. It ain't worth the fight. That's what they want. But I applaud the American people, black and white, all races, because what the American people said is that we're tired. We're tired. Even I know some racist white folks. Trust me, I know them. I've had some of them that said, that's just not right. I know we're evil, Scott, but we're not like that. And most of them telling the truth. What he presented to this country was anything but democracy. Trump is a monster in human form. Trump is diabolical. Trump is a crook. Trump is a racist. He's a rapist. But his people, that's okay. That's okay. He doesn't, after 4 years, he still does not understand government. When it was a planned event scheduled for today, and it probably took damn near 200 people to say, don't do this one. No, you make it hard for us to keep going out there defending you. Why don't you speak on this day? And you know you started this shit. That's telling the folks, fuck y'all. I run this shit. I'm gonna do it my way. I watched Kent Williams 3 nights ago. Since I watched me, he said, Trump, fuck the rules. Trump did what the hell he wanted to do. And that's what he did. The only president that I know of in U.S. history says, I don't need no briefings in the mornings. No, no. Can we get rid of the media too? He was standing there and looked the American people in their eyes and lied. President Barack Hussein Obama, for 8 years in the White House, didn't do a damn thing. He didn't do nothing for this country. He didn't do nothing for this country. The 8 years he was in there, it was a disaster. That's what it was. It was a disaster. I didn't say that. Donald Duck said that about President Obama. Well, here's what President Obama said from that foolishness. Well, if I didn't do nothing for 8 years, what the hell you are undoing that I didn't do? Because everything I did, you're trying to undo. Our country was once considered a wonderful country. Everybody wants to come here. Everybody. But now they're talking about us. They're laughing. The big lie has changed this country for the worse. If you go back and you look at the years he was in that office, you look at how many times we had to see a carer. You look at how many times you saw reports that white supremacist groups were on the rise. Pay attention to those who attended his rallies. He has a very well large fan club. And to be president of the United States, you don't need a fan club. You need supporters because you're doing the business of America. You don't need a fan club. We don't need someone in office that people are going to agree with because they're scared of it. We don't need someone in office that's going to look at the United States Constitution and say, damn, we the people. It should read, we, Mr. Donald, unfortunately, what he didn't know and probably still don't know, becoming president of the United States is never really about him. It's not. But I think Maya Angelou, she said it best. When someone shows you who they are. Somebody remember that. What did she say after that? When she said, when people show you who they are, what did Maya Angelou say? Somebody read it. Somebody heard it. And that's, if there's ever been a true statement, that was it right there. You know who I am. Why you keep fooling with me? If you didn't know then, you know now. He interrupted a protest outside the White House. Even the media said the protest was peaceful. He decided to get something he probably never holds a lot, a Holy Bible, walk across the street, then hold the Bible up. I mean, only thing I can go back and say Hitler, I guess, I don't know, but if I really had to pinpoint why he really did it, the only thing I could really come up that I would testify in court, I believe would be the reason. He's super stupid. That's it. He's just super stupid. I need something to do. I need some attention. Y'all are focusing too much attention on the protesters out there. I want my turn. Give me that Bible. Hey guys, let's walk across the street. And then go back. That's not how a president operates. That's not intelligent. That's something a 2-year-old might do, not do, might do. Edie Moore said, believe them. That's exactly what Maya Angelou said. Believe them. God is okay. I guess I'm on. Hey, okay, I guess you're talking to me. I don't. God is okay. Hi. I guess you're talking to me. So, if you know who he is, why you want to keep breaking bread with him? Why? When Trump said it was time for the troops to come home, right? He's right. Republicans said, yes, time. Yes, it's overdue. Yes, you've been there too long. How long can we stay there? Yes, my fellow Americans, President Trump is right. We must bring them home, reunite them with their families. Okay. Now, President Joe Biden,
Let's do it.
why did you bring them home so soon? Why? Why would you do that? But y'all agreed with Trump when he said to bring them. Now I'm bringing them. So what we have here is not really hypocritical. It's just people showing you who they really are. Trump is going across this country peddling that big lie. But do you know what? Every time he peddles that big lie, that bank account, boom, 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 boom. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. The charges that was given to some of the people that invaded the White House shouldn't be. It should be just like you invaded the White House. You're flying all over this country to arrest some people, give them a fine or a few days or a few months in jail. I'd rather not do a damn thing. Just leave them alone. Leave them alone. With today's technology, there's no way on God's earth that all the people they claim they're looking for couldn't have been found by now. Don't make any earthly damn sense. You can't find who you're not looking for. You can't find who you are not looking for. I want to play something quick before we get out of here. A while back. Another one of those times when he got busted. Let me see, right here. Is it right here? Okay, I think I got it right here. I'm pulling this up from a website, okay? So bear with me, but I want you to hear what he said. And you've heard it before, I'm sure. But I want to play it again today to remind you about why he shouldn't be in the White House ever again. Let me see. Don't move, it's coming. If Trump did not have a plan for the next 4 years, how can he possibly come up with a plan for the next election? He doesn't care about the United States people. He cares about himself. He likes attention. And putting him near codes for nuclear weapon would be a dangerous thing.
2021 was a year of political turmoil, perhaps unlike any other in American history. And it all began, Major Garrett tells us, with a phone call.
It's also clear that we have won Georgia.
1 year ago today, President Trump set in motion his most brazen effort to overturn election defeat.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
In a recorded phone call, he told Georgia's Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger he could face unspecified criminal charges.
That's a criminal offense.
If he did not bend.
That's a big risk to you.
I listen, but I also knew that you can dig all you want, Mr. President. We have the facts. And I'm sorry you lost.
I wouldn't have said, I'm sorry you lost. I would have told the South Sucker, I'm glad they kicked your ass up out of there. So this idiot literally threatening the man on the phone and trying to get an extra vote at the same time. This is how he operates. The people that walk with him, his ride or die clique, they operate the same. They peddle the same lie. Trump, not God, Trump forbid you say anything contrary to how he thinks. Don't do that, Ryan. Don't do that. They're puppets. They're puppets. The United States is still under attack as long as he's breathing. As long as he's breathing. Will there be another attack on the U.S. capital? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But if anyone says no when they're lying, they're lying. Will we be ready if one should happen again? We don't know. As far as I'm concerned, it probably won't be, because what happened on January the 6th shouldn't have happened, because they was forewarned about it getting ready to take place, and nobody did nothing. So yes, Trump is the number one enemy on this. But the U.S. Capitol should have been in better shape than it was January 6, 2021. And it wasn't. It wasn't. Gloria, good evening to you. Love you big time. Any excuse that the Capitol Police Chief and others give is an inexcusable excuse. It's an inexcusable excuse for what happened. an officer that normally works double what was told that day to go home. We don't, everything's fine. We won't need you today. When they asked if he thought that was strange, he said yes. He said yes. So somebody knew something. Somebody was turning the other way. Somebody was in agreement with what was about to go down. You got the lady, I don't have her notes. I think she's from Dallas, Texas, or Houston, Texas. She's a Texan, I know that. She flew in on a private jet. I'm going to support my president because this election was stolen. You have to be out. You know what? All of us make mistakes every now and then when we say some things. But here's what you have to make sure that you don't make a habit of doing. When you are a public figure, when you have a radio show or a talk show, you're a motivational speaker, you have to make sure you know what the hell you're talking about. Because if you getting up here and you just bumping your gums and you're saying something close to nothing, in other words, you just lying, there may be an expert that's listening to you and if given the opportunity to call in or sit with you, they're going to embarrass you in front of the people. Stop riding on the coattails of dummies unless you know exactly what's going on. But they don't need proof. They don't need proof because they don't give a damn. They don't even see nothing. They don't come in there because he is white supremacist number one. He speaks the language of racist white America. You know what I mean? Black people, Trump has disrespected since taking office. And they're always talking about deporting people. When is he gonna deport that hoe? Because his wife ain't from here. She wasn't nothing but an ex-prostitute. I wish Hugh Hefner was here. He'd tell you I'm telling the truth. That's all she was, a prostitute. So when we deport, put her on the bus too. And rocks. People may take something from a speech you said and use it. They do that often. Sometimes they give you credit, sometimes they don't. But I have never met anybody that took somebody's speech and read it word for word. I've never knew anybody to do that. I mean, as you were listening to it, said like, you know what? It sounds like I heard that thing before. What she's saying, she sounding good though. But it sounded like I heard that she said that a long time ago. Because I hadn't heard that before somewhere. I hadn't heard it before. Okay, Gloria says black power. Okay, so black power. Okay. So people got to digging. People got to digging, and you know the media. You know the media. The ratings for the points, they're gonna dig. And when they dug up a treasure. They dug up Michelle Obama's speech during the Democratic convention. Everything that, what's her name, Melania? Everything that she said, Michelle Obama said. So they put them up side by side. You talking about dumb as a box of damn rock. Nobody saw this. Nobody caught this. Y'all finna make Trump look, well, you can't make him look stupid, baby. He's already done that. But that's word for word. Well, nobody know. Go ahead. We're telling Michelle stole it from us. Black people were targets more than they have ever been in this country when Trump took office. Black people pulling up in nice SUVs, Jaguars, Bugattis, nice neighborhoods. Hello. Yes. Hey, this is Karen. Yes, I live in an urban neighborhood in MOA, and I see a Negro just pulled up in a Bugatti, and the house is empty over there. And I bet there's some boys there with some guns and racks and stuff. And you better get here quick because they don't belong to. I know they don't belong to that Bugatti. They stole that too. Come quick. Comical, right? But y'all know it happens. It happens. You shouldn't drive anything fancy. You shouldn't live anywhere nice. I want to see you suffering. I want to see you in the ghetto. I remember I went to breakfast with a white guy one time. Went to IHOP. And that was the last time him and I ever spoke. Except after that, we get ready to leave. And so we saw this black couple pull up in a Cadillac, clean. And I don't know if he forgot who was with him or he just didn't give a damn, or the moment just hit him. And he was thinking in his mind, but he uttered it out when he said, "That's the shit I hate right there. Look at them, a brand new black Cadillac. I bet they live in the ghetto with a house that's falling down." What the hell did you just say? And I went on. So you're gonna, they black, they shouldn't have that, but if they do, they live in a shotgun house in the ghetto, and they're on Section 8 house. If some white people could, Joe Biden was right. He was vice president when he said this to the NAACP. He said, they want to put y'all back in jail. And he didn't lie. That's the way they want to see us. That's the way they want to see us. It got so heated during the live debate with Donald Duck and Joe Biden that I remember one time Biden held his head down a bit and chuckled and said, "This is a clown." And that's exactly what he is. Trump is a clown. He was ready to interrupt today's anniversaries all over the country so people can focus on him. He wants the attention. As rich as he is, as powerful as he is, he's a man of self-made misery, and he suffers from low self-esteem. He has to be seen. No past president in U.S. history has been seen this much. Not even President Barack Obama. No. Give it, bro, you're out. But if you cared about the American people, you would stop peddling this lie. Because when certain people don't believe it and they meet, they clash. And you sit back and you laugh at it. We got to get out of here. Hillary Clinton, I think, would have been an excellent president. Over 30-some years in government. Knew it like the back of her hand. But America did not want a woman running this country. So they chose to put in a jackass that's so dumb he can't spell .com. You think I'm lying when I said this here. He did not know what day the election for the president would be held. Look it up. Look it up. He belittles everyone that speaks the truth about him. Oh, he was a disaster. She's a liar, lock her up. He doesn't address the American people like a president. You know why? That's not him. But some of y'all, and we gotta go, some of y'all knew who y'all was putting in before you put him in there. And now you're lying about, I didn't know. Trump is a very powerful man. And he has big bucks behind him. Even if a Republican is in disagreement with what he stands for, he dare not say that. Privately or publicly, because Donald Duck has the power to destroy him. Well, the only way you're going to stop Donald Duck is by stop agreeing with him when you know he's wrong and you don't stand by those same principles. The oath you took was not to obey Donald Duck. It was to uphold the United States Constitution. You are not supposed to be the enemy within. You were put there because someone said you had the intellect, the power, and the courage to sit there, to make things better. Had they known you would be the one that would have to go down the yellow brick road to see the wizard to get some courage, they wouldn't have put you there. They wouldn't have done it. If you are a man or a woman, then you have to stand. You have to stand on your beliefs, not on the beliefs of others, so you can keep a seat. Because if you really cared about the American people, you wouldn't bend. But the more you bend and forget about the people that put you there, eventually it gets to a point to where you can't bend no more. You're stuck. You're stuck there. And nobody respects you. Nobody likes you because you changed. People put you there because they believed in you. And when people believe in you, whatever you do, don't let them down. Don't let them down. Don't care more about the title that's in front of your name than doing what the title requires for you to do. And the title does not require for you to sit back and throw a stick at democracy and try and hide your hand. All money ain't good money. We learn that in dominoes. Sometimes you pass it up. Because two things I think we need in this world, and we can't live without. It's not a fact, it's just my opinion. God and integrity. People may get pissed at you when you speak your mind, but you're speaking your truth. Even though they're pissed at you, they respect you for speaking truth, not lies. They respect you for not being scared of the one that's bigger than you, or the one that's got a bigger bank account than you, or the one that's got more power than you. You stand up to them. When they asked Michelle Obama, did being in the White House change her husband? She said, no, it didn't. But what it did do, it revealed him. It revealed him. And those were powerful words. This country is still in shambles after that big lie. Gloria, you stay strong as well. We love you. Thank you. I have no idea who she is. Okay. Former president, former President Donald Duck has created and spread a web of lies about the 2020 election. He's done so because he values power over principle. He cannot accept he lost. Those words came from our President of the United States today, President Joe Biden. Anyone that is against a committee investigating what really happened on January the 6th must be part of the problem, must be scared that their name will pop up. It should be investigated. It must be. If we don't, then if it happens again, we won't be ready for it. If you bent, then you bent down, but you must go. You must be exposed, and you must come out of that seat. It is time for the American people to get to healing. We thought we would do it once President Joe Biden took office, but it has been just the opposite. America must get back to healing. And in order for us to get back to healing, some of you cowards got to come out of office. You must come out. You must be exposed. Dear Lord willing, I think we're coming back later tonight. I'm due somewhere at 3 o'clock. Got to get out of here. But I think we're coming back tonight. If it goes up between 4 and 5, you'll see the link. Thank you all for tuning in to our broadcast today. I'm Mr.Scott. Remember, I'm not always right, and you're not always wrong. Good Lord, we'll see. My voice is going out bad.